All right, so this is my video for stress by police officers. And so we're gonna be going over the 4 main causes of stress and then looking at some effects of that stress and how police officers can deal with it. So the 4 causes are organizational and administrative practices, the criminal justice system, the public, and stressors that are intrinsic to police work. So starting with organizational and administrative practices, a lot of stress comes just from commanding officers. There are rules that some police officers feel like are unneeded, and there can be rules by the department that will take the liability off of the department, which can be stressful for police officers because sometimes they can feel like in doing their job, the department can kind of individualize a person's actions so that the department won't take any of the problem off of the individual, so that the individual can get fired and face a lot of problems from them simply trying to do their best in their job. So that creates a lot of stress. The second one we have here is the criminal justice system. And this is mainly the courts. There are situations where like parole officers aren't doing their job, and so the parolees are just more into crime, and then police officers have the stress of having to kind of do the parole officer's work. But mainly the stress comes from the courts and often lack of respect. Sometimes they'll ask police officers to come in on their days off. Often they'll be perhaps demeaning to them in court to make them seem like they don't do their job well, or that they don't understand their job very well, to a jury or just to the court. And so there's a lot of stress that can be put on a police officer from times that they have to go to court. The last 2 here we have are the public and the stressors that are intrinsic. So with the public, police officers often face like domestic issues, and so often you just have to realize one person's going to be happy and the other person's going to feel like you're not on their side, and so only half of the people are really going to be happy with you, the other half are not going to like you very much. And so that can cause a lot of stress for police officers and feeling like they aren't able to really please everyone. And then the last one, intrinsic stressors. Police work is just dangerous, and so there's going to be physical fights, there's going to be times where you have to draw a weapon, times where you're covering from someone trying to hurt you, and so these things can cause a lot of stress and even like traumatic stress if the situation gets intense enough. And effects of these stress can cause things like heart attack, nervous breakdowns, back problems, headaches, psychosomatic illnesses, alcoholism, and severe cases can even be like suicide. And so actually an interesting fact is that police officers are twice as likely to die from suicide over getting killed in the line of work. So stress is a huge problem for police officers, but the ways that they can deal with it, there are a lot of assistance programs, a lot of therapy is offered. Police officers do have great connections to be able to afford therapy, and being able to take time off for themselves, and finding things like hobbies and ways to talk about the things they're going through and cope with things, and so there is a lot of hope for being able to handle the stress of police work.